What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Chad Zone. Hey, check it out. Finally fixing to make my first video to go on my YouTube channel that I've been saying and saying and saying I was going to finally get it done. Well, it's finally here. So what I'm doing now is I'm out here in my garage, and you know, everybody knows that I love the bass fish. I love it. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. But I also get asked a lot about different techniques that I do and stuff like that. Well, I just want to share with y'all what I've learned over time, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is it's a knot that I tie from braid to fluorocarbon when you have a fluorocarbon leader. Now I just strictly do this on spinning rods. I don't fish braid to a fluorocarbon leader on bait casting gear. Just something I just don't do. I mean, you can if you want, but I just don't do it. I just don't do it. But anyways, let me show you the knot. I don't know the name of it, so call it what you want to. But the first thing you're going to do is get you a fluorocarbon leader. All right. My favorite fluorocarbon leader for my spinning outfits, because usually I'm doing finesse, is 10 pound. I fish Lake Murray so much, all I've ever used was 10 pounds. Now, sometimes if I go to somewhere like Santee or Watery or something like that, I'll beef up my leader a little bit, but I don't go any heavier than like 12. And there are some times when I'll go to 8. It just, like when you go and fish like Russell or one of those really, really clear lakes, I'll drop down to 8 pound. But if I can still get bit on the 10, then I'm going to use the 10, because to me, you got a better chance of landing it than you do on 8. But anyways, all right. So we got my 10 pound leader. Okay. And for my line, I use Power Pro braid. On my spinning rods, I like 30 pound. All right. For my fluorocarbon leader, I use Seaguar Red Label. All right. 10 pounds. Simple. All right. Now, here we go, tying the knot. Okay. It's very simple. Take your fluorocarbon. Okay. And all you want to do is get you a little bit of a tag in on it and make you a loop. Okay? Make you a loop just like that. All right? Now, what you want to do now, make you a loop and just pinch it. Just like that. Okay? Take your braid. All right? And you want to start from the bottom up. I wasn't trying to flip nobody off. All right, go from the bottom up, just like that, okay? Now, bottom up, all right? And pull you out a pretty good tag in, just like that, okay? Now, take your other hand and pinch it just like that. Now, what I want to do is I want to wrap down 10 to 12 times. That's just what I like to do, 10 to 12 times, all right? So, what you want to do is you just want to wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And pinch it right there. We're at your 12th one. Okay? 12 down. Now wrap 12 back the other way. Okay? Still got your loop. See your loop? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, move that line out the way. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, just like that. Now, you still got your loop. We went in this way. Now you want to take your tag end of your braid and go back down through that loop like you did the first time. The only difference is you're going down like that, okay? Just like that. Now, what you want to do, see it? See how it turned out? Wet it. And all you're going to do is just slowly pull it together. Just like that. And there, my friend, is your knot. Get the spit off of it so y'all can see it. There's your knot right there. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. All right, now, when it comes to, you want to cut these tag ends off. When it comes to cutting the tag end off, I like to leave just a little bit of a tag end on my fluorocarbon, on my braid, so it doesn't slip, okay? Not that it would, but I don't know, just humor me. All right, now, got a little tag in. All right, when it comes to your braid, your fluorocarbon, all right, there's your knot. When it comes to that, cut it as close as you can get it. Just like that. And bam, there's your knot right there. Simple. Okay? There it is. Easy. Easy knot. All right, now, let me show you my setup for my floating worm. Okay? Mine's just basic like everything else. Everything else that I do is just basic. Okay? Sometimes you want to do basic in order to, you don't want to overthink things. You know what I'm saying? If you stick to the basics has been catching fish for years. All right? So that's what I do. I just stick to the basics. Let me show y'all one of my, oops, hang on. I forgot something. Okay, there we go, that's what I'm going to show y'all one of my favorite hooks that I use on like a regular Texas rig, floating worm, stuff of that nature. All right, see that right there? It's got a little keeper right there. Y'all see that? That's made out of fluorocarbon, and it's tied on there or glued on there. All right, straight Shane Cook, but it's got that little keeper on there, and I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, but that right there is my favorite hook, and it's made by Owner, and it's called the cover hook. All right. Now, you also, too, want to get your little barrel swivel. Little barrel swivel, it don't really matter what size or what kind. All right, now, see if I can find all right, well, I usually use like a bubble gum or white floating worm, but they in my other box, and I don't feel like moving all this stuff to get it. So we'll just use regular old Zoom trick worm, okay? Same thing. So what you want to do is you want to take that same leader that you tied your knot to and get you about, 1.5 foot, maybe 2 foot leader out of the leader that you already have. Okay, I'll show you why. Cut it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I ain't affiliated with these people, but it's called Boomerang Company. This little tool right here y'all can see it, is so handy at cutting fluorocarbon, braid, you name it. I'm gonna tell you what, it cuts it. It flat out works. See, I mean, it's a great tool to have. But anyways, so got my little leader. All right, now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to tie my swivel to my main line, okay? Make sure that's my main line. Yeah, my main line, okay? And I just simply use like a little Palomar knot. It don't really matter what knot you use. Go in there. All right, those of you who don't know how to tie a Palomar, let me show you. Loop your line, okay? Go in through your little hole just like that. All right, let it slide, okay? Then what you want to do is create an overhand knot, okay? Slide in, grab your knot, all right, open it up and bring that right through just like that, okay? See how it creates that little S right there? Take this finger and grab that little S and bring it over the top because it cinches down better and you won't burn it, okay? Wet it and just make sure that little knot is sitting right on top. Just pull it tight. All right, now what you want to do is cut your little tag end off. All right, now take your little leader that you made and tie it to the other end of your loop. I just use regular old cinch knot on this one. Don't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, go back to your little loop, wet it, cinch it down. Cut your tag end off. Okay, now, when it comes to your hook, all right, you can use a Palomar knot or I just use it like a regular old cinch down knot or whatever you want to call it. You go in, you just wrap down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go back through your little loop. You can use whatever knot that you want on this part. It don't really matter. As long as it holds. You can go through there and just cinch it down. Just like that. Now, let me show you what I do, okay? See how you got the little tag in on your hook? All right, like that. Let me show you something I do that I've learned, okay? I'll cut it off about that far, and I still got a little tag in, and I'll show you why. Watch this, okay? Now, this is how you're gonna insert it, all right? Go right here through the top, just like that. Come down. I usually come down. See where that first little bend is right there? That's where I come to. Right there. All right, and then I'll take and pop it out, and you want to pop it out on the flat side, okay? Just like that right there. And you bring it all the way down. Now, remember that tag end that I had? Let me show you what I do. All right, as you're pulling it down and you're twisting it, pull it all the way through, okay? Then, as you see how it's all the way through your worm? Then what you want to do is you want to pull it right back through that little hole that it created, and what it does is it folds down that little tag in to keep you from getting grass all over it. All right, grass or dirt, whatever. And then find out where you want it to lay, pinch it up, and just insert it just like that. But you want your worm nice and straight. Simple. Okay? And that is my floating worm setup. Your barrel swivels on there. when you're throwing this on a spinning rod, it will twist on you. All right, so that barrel swivel's there for two reasons. One, I like for my floating worms to be down in the water column. All right, some people like to float them on top. I'm just not that guy. So that barrel swivel helps as a weight. All right, lets you get on out there and cast a little bit further. But what it does is it holds that worm down in the water column. So that is the Chad Zone setup for fishing a floating worm. All right, now where do you want to fish it? I fish my floating worms anywhere. I don't care where it's at. My favorite is around lay-downs, stick-ups. I skip them underneath docks. Don't really matter. I mean, you can fish a floating worm just about anywhere. I've fished them off points before. All right, real, not your deeper points, but like your, coming out. I don't want to say 45 degree, but it's shallower than that, where it just barely tapers down. I like those kind too. All right, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I will have other videos explaining other things that I do too. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll holler at y'all later. Peace.